Kami, he's been on an absolute trailblazing roll in the solo cash cups this season, despite not qualifying for FNC's finals, which I was very sad about. So let's break down some of his incredible mechanics and how he fights in the solo cash cups. In this first clip, Dirty Docks is contested by pretty much the entire lobby, and notice how Kami beams this opponent for white. Since there's so many players around him, he knows he needs to finish this fight quickly because it's very likely this fight will get third-partied. So he goes round the back of the wall of the opponent because this will surprise him in taking a wall, and while taking the wall he slides the ramp into the box as well as placing one over his own head. Now this is a very common strategy. In this case, the opponent fumbles an edit really badly, allowing Kami the time to ramp phase into the box using the ramp he placed over his head. And then notice the edit selection from here. He actually edits in a way that places the ramp over the opponent's head, however then jumps so that he's completely hidden from his opponent. Then manages to clean them up very easily. This great combination of sliding the ramp into the box and his fantastic edit selection here netted him a very fast and easy elimination. He also does this edit later on in another example, and if I was to guess exactly why, it does block your opponent's sightlines a little bit, but it also allows them not to shoot the ramp and break it so they can't take it back, and they won't awkwardly phase through it. The one note about this is if you're going to do this edit, you need to have good fast mechanics, because if you don't, they're just going to pre-fire you and shoot you. Sliding ramps into opponents' boxes is actually something he does in mid-game fights, late game, and in early game too, so it's definitely a crucial part of his muscle memory. A lot of you, including myself, struggle to finish fights quickly, so let's break down this fight, but let's do it from the opponent's perspective first. Notice he gets hit in the head for 80 damage shot, so he instantly backs up and tries to heal. Now watch how quickly he dies. So what actually happened, and what did the opponent do wrong, and what did Kami do right in this situation? Well, firstly, the opponent didn't craft his pump earlier. Notice he had already decided to start crafting it as soon as he got tagged and after he'd healed, which is a critical mistake. Nearly all top level cash cup players instantly upgrade to blue pumps, which I've actually covered in one of my previous videos. Now let's see from Kami's perspective. After Kami hits an 80 headshot with the infantry rifle, notice his instant reaction is to build up. He only uses around 50 wood, but notice how he just goes instantly up, and this is in case the opponent starts to build for him. He already has the advantage, same as if the opponent dips out. Then he starts to weaken the opponent's wall as he approaches. This gives the opponent much less time because he's already starting to pressure them before he gets to the wall, and this is something I've talked about a lot, weakening the wall as you approach it and then taking it while you're close. He manages to get the peanut butter edit off before he even touches the ground because he landed on this wall next to him, and then he hits the massive pump shot after this. Also, the muscle memory that Kami has is to instantly reset this edit and then place a ramp in front of him to stop players who just run right at you. Overall, this fight was very fast, with Kami ensuring the opponent couldn't climb up by building up to start with, pressuring the wall, taking it, and making sure he was safe while hitting a huge one pump. Notice this next clip again, he beams an opponent for white, and this time we've been talking a lot about ramp phasing, but in this particular situation there's no opportunity for him to ramp phase because the ramp inside of the box will actually block him and he'll just hit his head off of this. So what he does instead is just basically does a very simple take the wall and eliminate the opponent. And now I know you may be asking yourself, Reese, why are you showing me this clip? Notice that when he was trying to take the wall, he actually moved further back into the box, pretty much being in line with the middle point. The reason he does this is that the crosshair movement while trying to take a wall, if you're right next to it, is very large, which makes it more difficult to hit shots afterwards. If you stand a little bit further back, you have a better crosshair movement and you don't have to move your crosshair as far, which means it's much easier to edit and then hit your shot directly afterwards. A very simple mechanic, but most of the times it's not the very complicated things that makes these top players better than everyone else, it's the fact that they do the simple things so well. Not only does he like to slide ramps into boxes, however, this is something I see critically underused, and it's actually placing other build pieces while you're replacing a floor as well. Notice in this clip, he thinks the opponent is in the far box, so while he's taking this floor, he places a cone and a wall inside the box at the same time, not attempting to replace the floor. Then he simply just breaks down through the floor and thinks the opponent is still in that box, so he edits through and cones. However, the opponent is actually in the box underneath him. Just as simple as you can slide a cone or a ramp through a wall, you can do it through a floor as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned a lot. Peace!